Hi everyone. So we're going to do the weekly clear view of video today. And basically all you need to know is that everything is going on a basis of a no, on a KNO, on a KNOW, and an NO. And when that happens, you just can't get enough. And when you can't get enough, you can't get it DONE to the DUN. And when you have it to the DUN, you have to literally just do this and say, you just can't talk like that. That's so old style from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s on how they would make something criminal. That is a daily day basis. But that's basically it. That's basically it. So I'm going to start with scrying through my crystal quartz and see exactly what's going on. So when I look at my community members out here where I'm living, I see all is known, but you can't get it gone. You can't get it gone. And so you sit and you stay put. But then it comes to the instance of a burglary, to something so simple where it's like, well, it was bound to happen. You just can't get it gone. Well, what is it? What is it? Is it perception? Is it something else? Then you go to the big cities and you say you literally have to lament because it's so pertinent to the day, you can't even get the DEA to get started because they're backlogged. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Let's look through the books. So when you see it and you actually say everything has to be gone, this is just enough. This is just enough. And you just can't do it enough at all. You go in, you knock on the door, and you say, no, I had no knock on the door. They did not show their badge. They didn't state their business. They just came and did what they did. They literally just were parked right there. They weren't supposed to, but let me tell you, my intuition and my instinct said, don't approach. So here we are. And, God bless her, this woman who actually experienced the incident of the Venezuelan gang come up to her apartment complex and ransack it with rifles, saying, there's not much that the community can do right now. And if they can do something, and they could be doing something more. Is it misconstrued? It was at the tone of her voice. It really is true. You just have to sit and watch it completely. You can't even get a word in. And there it goes. And that's what pops people off. It still happens here. You still happens here. No matter how much you have everything in store. So when I say hunker down for the winter, it literally meant you have to hunker down for the winter. So let's look at the Akashic Tarot. Everything is fated. It's a true fated meetings. These are things that are so set in stone because of hard energy that you can't get bypass surgery. And where did that come from? You go and you say, how long have you been a physician? Long enough. I've studied. Okay, but I don't know. It's crashing and burning like this ship right here. Is it a play on words? Not really. But then you look at the King of Keys in reverse and you say, there's no unlocking anything. And who's the keeper on this one? Because it literally is a play out of a mockery of a joke that you can't get it done during your day. It doesn't matter how much paperwork you filled out. It doesn't matter if it was timeliness. It doesn't matter if you paid the penalties and fees. There's still going to be a delay. And that is why it's really, really hard down south right now with the two hurricanes, all the flooding and the desecration, because no matter how much, and with the forewarning, they couldn't get it done. Why? Because there were other things going on. What was it? Illegal immigrants having issues. So then the light of the world in reverse means all a dark lantern, all a dark lantern. The Buddha, literally, you can't even sit long enough to meditate. You can't even have a routine anymore. You have to get up and you gotta go. Gotta get up and gotta go. So is everything still up in the air? Per se, that's all you need to know. So when you look at it, you literally have to go down a path unknown up to the beaten path, which scares people. Do you have to get to the dark side? Do you have to go through the dark night of soul? Do you have to do your shadow work? Do you have to do a grimoire? Do you have to be a little witchy? You might have to be. You might have to be a little nasty to get a protect that you need. What kind of protect? I actually had money come in. So when you look at the willow, and I'm looking at this card, and I say, it really is a contentment order to a contempt order. How dare you say that? How dare you? But look at this. This is Sangha community. What is the contempt order? It is, I told you so. It is, I told you so. Winged messengers, they all miss the message. All ways, all forms. And that's all you need to know. So when you see this, the Archangel Gabriel to the Archangel Michael, you can't even cry hard enough and said, I got the joke. I got the joke. It really wasn't a joke, but it's pretty funny. The master artisan? No, no, you don't have to be a master of your craft to do this. You literally can sit there and say, nope, I drank my tea. I ate this. I did this. And it works still. It still works. That's the beauty of diversity. You literally can get something done when you're all on the same page. Look it up. So some of us who do these videos with psychics and mediums and other researchers, they go and they were talking about the 1970s witch hunt. And it really had a disturbance in the stock market back then. And it had to do with a filing of paperwork. And when they went in and they had the filing of paperwork, things were amok and things were missing. And you couldn't even like get to the bathroom in time. And when you went there, it was odd symptoms, physical symptoms. And when they came through, it was actually almost like this like ghoul goblin visions they talked about. And when they had that, you couldn't even have a day to cry. Couldn't even have a day to cry. That literally always hit around the same time. Always around the same time. So setting your course. What do you do on daily life? Because you have the elections, thank God. And then you go and say, no, 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 no. Watch all the behaviors, watch their eyes, watch everything that day. You don't have to be so heavily guarded. Just be aware of what's going on and how people are behaving. Because when you look at this, the Queen of Forces, and she's balancing the sun and the moon, you have to see the balance of energy that day coming in. 21 days in, you should see an influx to a reflux of energy that's like an opaque to a clear of what is true and what is not, to have it done correctly without interference. But there's always going to be a degree of interference, and that is true. When you look at this, the summer and the winter, you say, where was the spring? Was it spring fed? Was it spring water? Or was it the actual season? Because when you see the Queen of Scrolls in reverse, you say, not well. It was not well. And that's all you need to know. So the Ark of the Covenant is, where is the document stored? Where is it stored? That's where you need to be. And that is where they're going to lead right into the elections. They're going to say, where is the lead? Where is the paper? Where is the cement? Where is the lot? Where is all of it? Those are all things and terms in the community and in the cities to the ballot boxes where they're counting and they're monitoring and they're making sure there's no interference. So that is why, you're going to have interference with your daily life and your business if you're running it like this, because they're locking and blocking and testing. So just give yourself grace. Always know that there's something of a non-continuance oncoming. That's add some in reverse. So when you see the King of Forces come through, which would be law enforcement, which would be politics, up to, God forbid, military. You don't want to get that point. You see the Archangel Raphael in reverse and says, no, there will be standing around and watching, and it'll be an awareness. It's such a high profile election. You can't even believe what's really truly going on because you look at it and it looks like it's just two. But in reality, you see Uriel and you see the Sphinx, and there's a deeper root. There's something historical still surrounding the energy of these individuals who are running right now. And that's okay, but there is still a tipping balance. When you see the Oracle of Delphi, it is a prophecy. That is where it usually roots. But what is the difference between prophecy and foretold? Now, the difference between prophecy and foretold means foretold, it was passed down that it would happen if it continued. Prophecy is something that someone as a psychic saw, heard, and felt without any knowing, without any education on it, without all of it, that the fall would come in a way unknown to be renowned, to get it gone. So when I see Hilarion, I see pillars a lot with this card. And when I see the architecture of all of it, you can't believe how strong it came on. Because here we are again with the Archangel Michael saying, put the sword in the stone and leave it alone. The increscent moon says, watch the skies. We just had the northern lights here. We just had eclipses here. We just had everything in astronomy to astrology happen in such a short time that you have to say this was a fix by the universe, a fix. How it plays out, we're not to know it at all. The karmic trench, though, is like a type of reversal coming through. I don't see a treasure in this. I see a type of dig with a paper because the Queen of Keys literally says, don't even go there. Don't even go there. So with a reflection, you say, where is this going to go? So let's look more into our basic tarot because when I see this and it says sands of time, there's something about sands of time that I do see the desert, I do see the Sphinx, I do see the pyramids, I do see the monuments and the energy swirling around it. Movement has so much to do. You're just going to get caught up, and wherever you go, you're going to go. All right. So this card came out. Now to excuse me. It truly is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And when I'm looking at this card and I see the way the rose is wilted, it is a bit of a disappointment this week. It's like you just can't get anything done, and it's still a degree of clearing things. And so when I see the world in reverse, it is a completion of a cycle, but not really. They're still trying to work on a lot of digs. So when I see the Ten of Wands, you just literally can't. You just literally can't. The Three of Wands, though, it really has like no like future. You don't know where this is going to happen. So the Six of Wands in reverse. I had to make sure I was seeing everything correctly. I couldn't even believe it. You can't even do cement work by that time. Yep, there it was, the lovers. Absolute partnerships and marriages. And it's not actual like going to the altar and having a marriage. It is like business marriages. It's company marriages that you really need to watch. They made this new journey because they really paid attention to a lot of things. And that's not scary. It really is. It you just can't even do it. So when you have the Four of Swords, it is a time of rest. Just relax for the rest of the week. Just literally just go and do what you gotta do to the best of your abilities at your pace, as much as you can accomplish. Next week, I see it much better at a much faster pace where you can accomplish something. So the Eight of Cups in reverse, you see a broken chalice. And when I see the broken chalice, I see a 4 foot ground, meaning if you walk on that grass and you walk on that broken glass, you're going to get caught in a way that you can't understand yet. Like everything is symbolic in October because the veil is thin. And you can't even like believe how heavy the energy is with the moon coming in the next 2 days. This is good feminine energy. The feminine energy, when it's clean and it's clear and it's balanced, it's very like flowing, it's very thin and it's very clear. It's just gonna come right through and it's gonna actually just do what it needs to do correctly. When it's masculine energy coming through, it is a little bit clear. It is a little bit opaque, but it's more solid to make movement. And just so you know, men and women can do both of that energy depending on what they need. The Father of Swords in reverse. There is some things when I see the paper and I see it how it plays out, you see it go about in a way unknown. But there is a familiar to it because the Eight of Pentacles says, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Here it is. 3 pieces of paper with a check. The Mother of Swords. I knew it. No logic to it. No logic. So when I see this with the Nine of Wands, you gotta be hyper vigilant. It really all depends on the day and the person and where they're going. That's all you really need to know. I do see more diplomatic measures being pushed out. I do see a lot more of like a cup of contentment. So when you're watching the news, you're like, yeah, it's playing out the way it's supposed to. I see that the rallies are more contained. I see that uh I don't know why I feel there's two more debates on the news coming through. It really is to remain a mystery on how it's done. This is something that is lacking a type of judgment as it's verbatim to this. But I see justice and judicial, but I see also something so unable to get the word that you sit there and it is showing me the energy of Thursday by a two. You can't see it. It is unbeknownst. It is a type of crossroads that I keep talking about. So when you see it, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, there's an imbalance coming. Imbalance. No partnerships, no big new opportunities for money just yet. That is the control. So if you're starting a business, you want to lay down the foundations right now for it because there's not going to be too many offers, but keep chiseling away at it every day and making it because the Knight of Cups, which is the Son of Cups right here, that offer is going to be so emotional when you actually get it because you worked hard for it. And that's all you really need to know out of this deck. The energy of that truly is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There's something a reversal of like a bad gamble. And I hate to say it that way. It is a bad gamble that has come through. So let's look at the runs. I do see some sort of collecting. I do see some riding around. I do see some picking up. I do see joy. I do see a win. I do see a victory. I do see a warrior. I do see a standstill. I see someone who is solid. I see that literally this rune Daga means it's so forward like that individual or that energy that it still flows through. It really is something that causes ulcers. And when I say ulcers, it's not always physical ulcers. It's something when you sit there and you're not happy or discontented, you literally go, well, I think we need to literally meet our match because we met in the middle. Because you can't even do as they're doing that. So when you see it, you go, literally, let it flow through. That's righto. And then when you see it, it's the wheel of luck, a spoke wheel. And then when you see the estate, you see heritage, estate, and all of it. And you say, what actually passed the buck and where did the buck stop? Because you can't even get dough. It is such a gift to run around in a cantankerous way that you go, lament far and free, because the ash worth of getting it done on a way to a run of a man with power comes in with wealth of a troll born, gifted, hidden, living on the defense, so strong, flipping fate like no other, causing havoc to freeze the night, the night. You can't even make it. They're all like, where is it? What is this troll? I want to know who's trolling. You can't even put a word to it. And that's what the gross lament was. Lament is true sorrow. Lament is a cry to be done. It is when you can't contain it anymore. You just say, I got it. I got it. I truly do. But was it done? And then you have to say, spell it. Spell it. All right. So just a couple more. We're going to look at the intuitive cards. So this is the Starseed Oracle. That was Poplar Wood runes. You just can't even believe how it's just going to play out. And it seems all over the place, but that is truly how it is with Clearview. It's all over the place. But where is the directional lead? Just keep doing what you're doing right now. There's no need to change or have the way it's going to play out in the next 21 days. It's so day to day to hourly. You can't even I hear it all the time. You just can't even do it. You can't even do it. There's no due date. There's no due date. All right. All you need to know is that it's random activation. So when I say it's random activation, I do see states, I do see law enforcement, I do see uh gifts, random gifts, like people kind of going, "What? Really?" You'll survive it. There's new solutions and new beginnings. Trust it. Trust it. Like I said, trust the wave that you come in. You're not behind if you are literally just learning how to do your gifts. You just got to fine tune it. It's not running out. So when I see it, is there a double mission somewhere? I really can't. I literally can't. Polarity, soul growth, conflict. I knew it. Excuse me. And then you say, yeah, we got around as a GI bug in here. And then we have RSV, and then we have COVID, and we have pneumonia. And, it is flu season at this time. Make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you use your hand sanitizer. Make sure you go into the doctor when you need to. Understand all your medications. And like I've known this line all too well. But I gotta, I gotta push on. I gotta push on. Physical and emotional healing. Yup. Yep, you gotta push on. You gotta keep doing it. You got to be creative. Be creative. I got this. That's what I see November 8th. Yeah, be creative, legally and lawfully. So when you see it, are you learning to be human again? I knew it. Channeling. Channeling. Yep. I heard it. I felt it. I saw it. It was true. So when you did that, what actually happened? So we activated, and when I looked at the lines out here on my road, there's something not right with my power lines. I reported it in. How? All forms. So when you say it, did it actually do? No. I was told, wait for a storm. And that's all. So when we did it, hidden secrets and lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. Look a little deeper. Don't be afraid to dig. I dig, you dig, we all dig. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. I try, but I literally can't get out of the house. The kids feel it too. They absolutely feel the energy. No, no, no. Where are we going today? Nowhere. Well, we went to Dollar General. That was somewhere. No, we really didn't go anywhere. You literally got to play it. All you need to know is my will to thy will and micromanaging the universe. You're going to feel like you're micromanaging over the week. By the end of the week, I see by a 2 p.m. to a 6 p.m., everyone is just fried and frayed over something so solid, like almost a metallic type of energy in your mouth. I don't know why I hear the old saying, a silver spoon in your mouth gives a lay. So, other than that, I'd say I'm pretty contented, but not really. One last look. Light stairs, Tara. What else do we need to know about community matters? As a general, is do the best you can, when you can, if you can. On a large scale level, you literally have to look out the window and say, nope, not today, not today. And then when you see on a global and say, nope, just sit there and get your popcorn. I hate to say it that way. Just watch it play out. There is some sort of lack of monetary security. It is difficult. There's no common sense. There's no clear thinking when it comes to trying to secure it. There's a type of apathy all around. There's a lack of teamwork. And that is when the chaos actually comes in. They're going to start doing impulsive things over the next week. The number 21 means impulse revolver. Page of Swords in reverse, not looked into. King of Swords in reverse. Something is not right with how that energy plays out of universal law. It's happened before. And with that, that is the turning point of Clearview for the week, for everything. It will bring some sort of relief, though, the Ten of Swords. That is the energy of where these things are coming from. So other than that, that's all I have to say. If you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and email me or message me. I do offer classes. I do offer readings privately. It's under Calendly. And then also too, if you feel like I did a good job, go ahead and leave me a donation. Other than that, have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week on Clearview.